and Russell Henley finds himself atop the leaderboard after 3 rounds. Looking to go wire to wire, he leads the way by 3 shots over Tyler McCumber, and then a 6-way tie for third that includes guys like Kevin Kisner, Kevin Na, Scott Piercy, Adam Scott in 9th. He's looking to make the FedEx Cup playoffs. Again, this is the final regular season event for the FedEx Cup playoff next week at the Liberty National in New Jersey. And right now, the Wyndham Championship is very much up for grabs. Russell Henley, though, with a 3-shot lead going into the final round, carded a 1 under 69 in round 3. So looking to stay steady, looking for his 4th PGA Tour victory and his 1st since 2017. And for once, welcome in Sportsline data scientist and host of the First Cut podcast, Rick Gehman. Russell Henley leads the way by 3 shots, steady in round 3, looking to go wire to wire. How has he been able to stay atop the leaderboard?
Yeah, I didn't think he played all that well in round 3, to be quite honest with you, Hakeem, but he did just enough. You know, he makes a bogey on 18 that he's going to lose a little bit of sleep over, but he did take advantage of the 2 par 5s. He made birdie on one, he made eagle on the other, and that's really the recipe for him on Saturday. But the larger look at this has been a week of Russell Henley hitting a bunch of fairways, hitting a bunch of greens, and giving himself enough 20 and 25-foot putts for birdie. That has been the recipe for success. He has made enough of those putts over the course of the first 3 rounds to supplant himself on the top of the leaderboard. And when you go into the final 18 holes on a Sunday at a PGA Tour event with a 3-shot lead, you are the prohibitive favorite. He cannot play that way, though, Hakeem, because we have seen countless times on tour a multi-shot lead on Sunday can evaporate in a moment's notice. So Russell Henley needs to continue to go out, try to keep his foot on the pedal, continue to hit fairways, greens, and hope that his putter can stay hot enough for 18 more holes.
Does another 69 win it for Russell Henley? Because he was great through the first 2 rounds, and like you said, kind of not as good on round 3. And of course, that happens when you have moving day.
I wouldn't want to try it. I wouldn't want to try to shoot another 69 and see if it's good enough, because there is a lot of incentive for the guys in the chase pack. There are guys who are not only playing for a lot of money trying to win the Wyndham Championship, but there are a lot of guys behind him that are lining up and trying to punch their ticket to the FedEx Cup playoffs, and a lot of them need a very high finish. So no one is going to just be satisfied with their positioning throughout Sunday's final round. So Russell Henley, 2 under, 68, that might be good enough, because it starts to become a math problem at this point. But I would not risk going out there and shooting another 69, shooting that on Sunday, because Hakeem, we've seen this countless times. There are a lot of guys with a lot of skill on the PGA Tour who are willing and able to go low on a Sunday. And if you're Russell Henley, you have got to be looking in the rearview mirror for the entirety of the final 18 holes.
Looking for his 4th PGA Tour victory and 1st since 2017. Wyndham Championship is the final regular season event before the start of the FedEx Cup playoffs next week. Among the guys battling to be inside the top 125 in the standings, Scott Piercy, Adam Scott, who are both inside the top 10 at the Wyndham Championship after 3 rounds. Rick, how would you describe what Sunday's round will be like for guys like Piercy and Scott?
Yeah, it's going to be nerve-wracking. It's going to be a lot of looking at leaderboards. These guys don't often want to check the leaderboard. They want to just kind of play their own ball and hit the best shot and see what happens. You throw that out the window. The final round to play before the playoffs, you need to know what position you're in. You need to know how many points you need to accumulate to make sure that you do punch your ticket for the first round of the playoffs. And the thing with the FedEx Cup point system is it's incredibly top-heavy. Guys like Scott Piercy, you can't sneak through with a T9. Adam Scott has to continue to try to rack up as many points as possible, because there is a huge advantage when you start finishing in the top 5 positions on the leaderboard. So it is going to be a nerve-wracking Sunday. It's going to be a Sunday that both player and caddy are going to have to get on the same page and determine, hey, is this a spot that we want to take on a little more risk to hopefully bring in a little more reward? Do we want to go at this flag? Do we want to play it safe? Those conversations are going to be plentiful, and they're going to happen early and often in Sunday's final round.
Soon to be 25-year-old Will Zalatoris, 6 shots off the lead, needs the biggest bump of all, needs to win the Wyndham Championship to qualify for the FedEx Cup playoffs. Tough to fathom for the guy who's ranked 29th in the world, was the runner-up at the Masters, but Zalatoris is not a PGA Tour member, at least not yet. Rick, sort this out for us, for those that we want kind of a refresher here. Explain the situation.
Sure, absolutely. So Will Zalatoris did not have full or any membership status for the PGA Tour when he came up and started to get on his run at the end of last season, essentially at the U.S. Open in September. And he has played so well over the course of the last 12 months that he has accumulated enough what are called special temporary membership points or non-member points that he would be inside the top 30 of the FedEx Cup standings. But the problem with that is you don't get to play in the playoffs unless you are a full member. And now at this point of the game and this point of the season, the only way that Will Zalatoris is going to become a member of the PGA Tour before the playoffs next week is to win right now, to win the Wyndham Championship. That's the only way he gets it done. It would be a real shame because we have seen him blossom into one of the game's bright young stars, and he is financially going to lose out on an opportunity for millions of dollars by not being able to continue into the FedEx Cup playoffs. So it's a shame. It's something that the Tour, I think, in future years might want to look at in terms of changing some rules, but he knows what he has to do with 18 holes to go, and with how far back he is going to have to go very, very low on Sunday, shoot something really special, and hope to get a little bit lucky.
Yeah, tough task, but nothing to lose here for Will Zalatoris. Again, 6 shots back, needs to win the Wyndham Championship to qualify for the FedEx Cup playoffs. Meantime, Kevin Kisner firmly in the playoffs, but playing for a Ryder Cup spot. And there's been chatter on social media, as you know, campaigning for him to make the squad. Rick, do you think Kisner should be on the Ryder Cup team?
No. I love Kevin Kisner, but there's the depth of the United States team is incredible. You can go 20 or 25 guys deep. Will Zalatoris might not even qualify for the FedEx Cup playoffs. He might be a guy who could make the Ryder Cup team, and I think he should be considered for it. You have Phil Mickelson, who won the PGA Championship, 45-time winner on the PGA Tour. It's certainly no lock that he's going to make that team. And I understand the premise about getting Kevin Kisner on this Ryder Cup team. He is a competitor. He is a great putter. When we get into kind of match play situations, there are a few guys on the planet that I would want in my corner outside of Kevin Kisner, but this is a big course at Whistling Straits, maybe too big for someone like Kevin Kisner off the tee, and it is not a knock against him. There are going to be a lot of great American players who do not get selected for the Ryder Cup team, and if I was the captain instead of Steve Stricker, unfortunately, Kevin Kisner would not make my squad either.
So you're saying it's based on the course, not because of his match play ability, his attitude, his passion for the game, none of that. It's based on the course, you're saying?
None of that. It's the course and the depth. I don't think it's a great setup for him, and especially I think the way that they want this course to be set up, you're going to have Brooks bombing it out there, and Bryson and DJ and all these long hitters, and Kevin Kisner doesn't necessarily fit the mold of that. Unfortunately for him, if we were actually playing in Europe, if this was on away soil, he might be a better consideration for the course setups that we get over there, but it has nothing to do with the grit, the ability, the match play acumen. It's just a numbers game with so many good Americans and a course that does not set up well for him.
Kisner 4 shots back of the lead going into the final round on Sunday, part of that 6-way tie for third. Now let's get your pick to win the final regular season event. Rick, who's winning the Wyndham Championship?
It's Russell Henley. Yeah, I think it's actually encouraging that this Saturday round wasn't very good, and he is still going to enter Sunday with a multiple shot lead. Usually over the course of 4 days on the PGA Tour, you have one bad or mediocre round. We saw that on Saturday from Russell Henley. He has not played himself out of it with that mediocre round, and he has an ability to go out and just continue to do the things that we have seen through 3 rounds. I talked about fairways and greens. That's all it is on Sunday for Russell Henley, and the good news is that Sedgefield Country Club is a course that sets up perfectly for him in terms of allowing him to hit many, many wedges. That is the strong suit of Russell Henley's game. And he's been in contention a couple times here, Hakeem, recently. Remember, he was the 54-hole leader at the U.S. Open. Did not go so well on Sunday, but I think with that scar tissue, with that recent experience, he gets it done this time around. All
right, Russell Henley looking to win his 4th PGA Tour victory. Rick Gehman riding him to victory in Greensboro, North Carolina. Rick, thanks. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Hakeem.
And for more awesome golf content, join host Rick Gehman and his Cavalcade of Stars crew on the First Cut podcast. You get DFS analysis, picks, and complete tournament previews, round-by-round reaction. The First Cut podcast. Download and subscribe today.
Want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.